Hello, and welcome back for another banknote. And today we have an older one, let's say. This one is from Denmark, but it hasn't been in use for quite some time. Well, actually, in my lifetime. Even though it's pretty simple, it's still pretty nice, I would say. So this would be a 10 or 10 kroner, 10 crowns. At least it used to be. Technically, it's not worth anything anymore, but you know, I can't go and spend it. Nor would I. But yeah. So the big 10 here in the middle, serial number, I guess. National Bank signature. Denmark's National Bank. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be the same though, but and we have a dude, which is Hans Christian Andersen, famous Danish author of fairy tales. So, yeah, that is cool. Then it says udstedt i henhold til lov af 7. april 1938. 36 måske. So just about the law, and it says 1930 something, I think, but I did a little search here, and that's not what that is supposed to be, but I will get back to that. What else? Well, I forget what it's called in English. It's an important bird in Denmark, at least. It's the bird we say that brings, I think also in other countries, that brings the babies. But yeah, they're very important. You can see them nesting in places if you're lucky, and they tend to return to the same nest year after year after year. So that is cool. And I think they fly, what is it, all the way to Africa in the winter. That's kind of cool. Other than that, it doesn't really have that much that is worth talking about. I mean, it has some patterns, 10s around. The coloring, okay, fine. It's kind of gray and boring, but well, I guess it was cheap to make. Also, it is fairly small, actually. But well, it's fine. And what do we have on the other side? Still a lot of 10s. And we have this. I don't know if it's supposed to be something special, but you have like a windmill and I'm not sure, another building or something, a farm maybe, some trees, kind of like Danish landscape. At least you can see that in places, so okay, fine, but not overly specific though. But well, still kind of cool. Looks very old because it's in these colors, even though it's actually not that old. So I kind of want to read what I found here. So this is a classic 10 crown, well, banknote with Hans Christian Andersen. And the bird here supposedly is from a place called Asminderød, and I have no idea where that is in Denmark, but okay, fine. And on the back here, this is a specific place. It says Egeskov Mølle, Sydfyn, Fyn og Funen, I think. Hard to remember the names in English. It's not the island where Copenhagen is located. It's the one between Jutland and, well, basically Copenhagen, that island. So yeah, it is a real place apparently. Not sure why they put it on here. But anyways, so it says here, this banknote was called the 1952 series, and it was, well, made for the first time, or it came out for the first time in 1952, hence the name. And it was around until about mid-1970s. And 1975, well, that was the end of it. You could hand them in. And if I'm not mistaken, we got coins instead of the banknote here. So after 1975, you could get the 10 crown coin. which I do remember. It also says here, like a general remark, that all Danish banknotes that came out before 2009, so that would include this one, could actually be used up until the 31st of May 2025, so that's last year. So basically up until a year ago. That's kind of weird that this thing could more or less be used like 60 years later after it came out. I don't know this year specifically, but assuming it came out in 1952, so yeah. And the last little bit here is about its value. So obviously it depends on the condition and the year and all that kind of stuff. And I really don't think this one is anything special. It has like a fold down the middle, so that's definitely not good for value. But it says typically from 25 Danish crowns up to 150. Although if you do have like perfect banknotes, they can be worth more. But it's not an expensive banknote by any stretch of the imagination. And for those who don't really know, 25 Danish is what, like $4? Somewhere in that ballpark. So no, it's not expensive at all. But definitely a cool banknote. So that's about it. Thank you for watching. Until next time, bye bye.